what is your take on cardio? You know, the do's and the don'ts. And I know that obviously you do full body training now, right? So you kind of recommend going in that direction. But generally speaking, cardio. What's the right way to do it? You know, is it empty stomach cardio in the morning? Does it matter really if you're on an empty stomach? And also, like, should it be jogging? Should it be doing elliptical? Like, does it matter or just walking is fine? You know, what is your recommendation of cardio?
Sure. And again, it's pretty wide because it depends on, the person in the goal of that person. So, and what they enjoy doing. Some people love going for a walk or a hike, and some people hate it, right? They despise it. Some people love bench pressing. Other people just hate lifting weights. It's hard for them to get excited about it. So it's really, it would vary. But if we're talking about, let's talk about some of the science with fasted cardio. So what the research shows is that there's really let me back up. Back in the 80s, when exercise science kind of first started and we didn't really know much, we looked at a lot of acute studies, meaning we're just looking at what's happening in the moment, right then while they're exercising. And then we kind of extrapolate what that means, right? And so you may have heard of the fat burning zone for cardio, right? You go slow and steady because you have a higher percentage of fat burn versus carbs. And that's because it's not as intense. When you're exercising intense, you need to burn carbs because they're faster. They provide energy. Fats are very slow to burn. It takes a long time to get energy out of a fat. It's a long chemical breakdown. It's very slow. So you want to have that fast. You want the carbs. You need the carbs, not for intense exercise. So what they mistakenly had people do is train at a lower intensity because you burn a higher percentage of fat, but you're burning less total calories. So if you looked at how much fat you burn total, you would burn fewer, but it's not even about that, right? When we're doing cardio in fat, we're talking about fat loss, it's about fat loss throughout the day. So you can't look at what's happening just during the workout. You have to look at what's happening to the body the rest of the day. So even though if you burn more fat during the workout, what happens is you burn less fat when the workout's over and you use more carbs now for recovery. But if you burn more carbs during the workout, when the workout is over, you would burn more fat during recovery. Now, how long is a day? 24 hours, right? How long can you work out in a day? 1 hour, maybe 2 hours, okay? So that's 2 hours where you're maximizing fat burning during your workout, but there's 22 hours left in the day. So do you want to maximize fat burning for 2 hours, or do you want to maximize fat burning for 22 hours of the day? I would 22, right? So the way you do that is by training intensely, as intense as possible during the workout, and not worry about fat burning during the workout at all. In fact, you want to be burning carbs. You want to be so intense that you're burning carbs, because now when the workout's over, your body won't dare burn carbs to recover because it needs those for the next workout. It's going to rely on the fat to recover. So burning fat more the rest of the day. And that's why high intensity interval training works so well. Even though the workouts are 10 minutes, right? And they've literally compared 30-second sprints to 30 minutes of running. The 30-second sprints burned more fat than 30 minutes of running. Yes, it's because of the metabolic boost you get the rest of the day, which is why you So let's get back to the fasted cardio. It doesn't matter if you're burning more fat during that cardio session, you're going to now burn fewer fat the rest of the day. So it doesn't play out. It doesn't play out. The only time I would recommend fasted cardio is if you're getting ready for a show and you're literally trying to get every last % of fat off your body, because that's a little trick that might help you, right? But if you're a at 10% body fat, it's not going to make a difference if you're fasted or not. In fact, you're better off not being fasted so that you can train harder, right? You'd have more energy if you had a, had a protein.
So how does one do the sprints, for example? Like, let's say you're in the gym, there's a treadmill there, right? How do you,
Right. So,
and how many sprints are you supposed to be doing?
so this is what they did. They took one group and they had them run 30 minutes 3 times a week. Then they had another group do 30-second sprints as sets. They did 4 to 6 of those, right? 30 seconds, and then they rested 4 minutes. You don't have to rest 4 minutes, and then they repeated 30 seconds. So they either did 2 minutes, 4 30-second sprints would be 2 minutes of exercise, or they did 3 minutes of exercise. That was it for the day. 2 to 3 minutes of total exercise. The other group jogged for 30 minutes 3 times a week. The sprinting group, and again, I'd have to look, lost, I think, double the body fat as the jogging group. What I like about this study is it so clearly shows you it's not about what happens during the workout, because the workout was 2 minutes long. What could have happened in 2 minutes, right? Not much. You can't burn enough fat in 2 minutes. So what did it do the rest of the day that those people lost more fat? It ramped up their metabolism.
Wow, this is very interesting. So can this be applied to actual workouts, meaning lifting weights as well? The faster you do it, the quicker you move from to doing your reps and your sets.
Well, interestingly, when we're talking about like sprinting and then taking a break and then sprinting, that's high intensity interval training, right? When we lift, we may go and do 10 sets to failure and then take a break and then do 10 reps to failure and then, right? What is that? That's high intense. Weightlifting is high intensity interval training. When you think about it, right? Exactly, right? It's just instead of we think about high intensity interval training as cardio, it's the same thing. It's just a cardio that's sort of weightlifting style, if you will. Tense, and then you take a break, and you go intense and you take a break.